Welcome to Vulnerable Talk.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you're finally here. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Jalissa.
How have you been?
I've been good. I've been better.
You kind of disappeared into the bloom for a really long time. Like, I feel like you've been gone for like almost a year. Almost. Well, not a full year, I don't think, but like almost a year.
Yeah, actually it'd probably be more than a year. Yeah, over a year, I would say. Yeah, I think it was like barely like 2 months ago that I got back on social media. 2.5 months ago.
What stopped you?
Um well, unfortunately, staying in a toxic relationship kind of forced me to take some time to myself. And yeah, it kind of led me to where I'm at now. But yeah, that's for the most part why I kind of disappeared.
So, your music career. Let's talk about it. Are you coming back? You were gone for a year.
Yeah.
What are we doing with that?
No, for sure, coming back is going to be like 10 times. I feel like people that have like even caught little glimpses of the music that I'm making now is different. I know a lot of it comes from like the emotion of dealing with all the stuff that I've been dealing while taking a break. But for sure coming back. Definitely not letting anything else stop me from going like full throttle. So it's just more of just planning and making sure that finally when I do come back on with like new songs, it's like consistent and it's like it's for real this time.
You feel like that's where you're set in stone, like you're focused now.
Is that where my focus is at, you said?
Yeah, with your music now.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's just a lot of things, but I think first things first. I mean, I never realized, I don't think, how much time I didn't take to really work on myself, always worrying about something else or someone else or whatever the case may be. So before anything, I feel, yeah, the music of course is not gonna stop, but I've let it come a little bit more natural and just let myself go day by day by just feeling everything. And then when the music comes, I feel like it's just that much better.
Hmm.
So I would say most and first off, just doing things that I didn't do before, like, whether it be like getting up or whether it be reading or whether it be, something, whether it seems small, it's something different than I did before. So I think that's the first things that I'm working on. But yeah, for sure the music, it's there for sure.
Do you think that relationships affect your music when you're in a relationship?
Oh yeah, I feel like, I mean, especially when you're dating someone who's like not an entrepreneur, which is like, there's nothing wrong with that, someone going to work and then just like wanting to come home and just like relax and stuff like that. But um being able and trying to find that balance, like, first things first, I guess, because obviously that's important, is already like a challenge within itself. And I think it definitely just depends on the two people that are in a relationship, whether it's gonna even work out regardless, or it's not, just based off of maybe, depending on the people, like not wanting to meet in the middle or whatever the case may be. Someone might be, you know, I guess, more willing to kind of give, I guess, more, you would say, than the other person, I guess. So, but yeah, I'd say it's difficult for sure. I
Mhm.
mean, I think it'd be if you have somebody that's just like supportive and just, yeah, go do this, go do that without having any issue. You're like,
So I obviously I have somebody who's like photographer, videographer, artist, right? I've spent the night at your house and I've seen you on the computer till like 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning.
I get that.
How does that happen? Like, how does that work in your relationship? Like, but like it could be any relationship, like from like way back then, like multiple relationships you've been in. Has that ever like been an issue, or do you feel like you mostly get support from that?
For
Because I've
sure.
seen, I've seen, I've seen you up at like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. He does the same thing too. I've seen him up like super late on the computer and stuff like that. But I know a lot of people like trip on stuff like
Isn't it
that.
out in the club? Could be. Interesting. But no, it's for sure a problem. I would say my relationships in the past. I feel like when I started doing music, there was only really one main relationship that I was in the whole time. Other than that, maybe the relationship before, like, part of it, but for sure didn't care enough because I was like gonna go do whatever I was gonna do regardless, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that was something that I could say that I had to learn because it wasn't so much of like, hey, like I'm working on this, like I really need to finish this. It was more just like finding that balance, which was like fine, you know? But me, especially when I was like first starting out music, it was just like come from work and then just like work on music, like literally, you know,
Mm-hmm.
till and then go maybe straight to work and just be like maybe dead tired that next day after. But yeah, having to find that balance, which wasn't like disagreeing to or anything like that. But in the beginning, it was hard for me to find that balance, obviously, after like communication and going back and forth. But it was definitely an issue in the beginning, for sure.
Mm-hmm. We would
Being
have
a
thought we'd be
podcast.
sitting next to each other. We
I know.
didn't like each other at first that much.
Well, no, okay. No, we didn't. I didn't. But it wasn't her fault. So, how we met was my ex was best friends. Sorry, my bad. They were really best friends at that time. They thought they were. They're best friends, and we met at a Super Bowl party.
I was where I was renting a room there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that you were. I forgot.
Yeah, I was renting a room
Yeah,
there.
you lived there, and that's how we met. Or do you want?
And we got into just like a big old fight.
Yeah, it was really bad. I didn't know anybody there though. Nobody was fucking with me. That's all I know. But I was really good. I was honestly taking care of everybody's kids. I know that was a long time ago. You probably don't remember, but I was literally taking care of everybody's kids. That's
You were playing hide and seek.
because nobody was fucking with me. Until I got in trouble was because I was playing hide and go seek. I'm like, it's all bad.
But at least we could laugh about it now.
We can. It was really dramatic. I was gonna say traumatic, but it was. I don't think it was traumatic. It was
But it was
good.
crazy because you were posting on social media like nothing still. Like you were like great, happy, fine.
Well, I went to. I had a photo shoot. Like
Oh, that's fucked up.
I know that people don't have the in between story, but I guess people can only like put two and two together. But I had a photo shoot. I remember a little bit after that, and I had a sick black eye still, and I was like, I'm not rescheduling it. I'm not
You're like,
rescheduling.
I'm still doing this photo shoot.
Yeah, dude. And I was like, just like literally like had it play into the whole photo shoot. Just like, wait, why do you have a black eye? I'm like, dude, just take the picture.
I
But
fell on the toilet. Just stop.
but I don't know. I've been told that I can just like rock black eyes really well. So I don't know. I guess it was a good look.
Stop.
I used it for a flyer cover, I think, for like a show I was in. So I really did. I wasn't ashamed. Took it like a champ. But anyway, yeah, that's how we met. And I wouldn't say I didn't like you, even though is this because I just heard a bunch of stuff about you. That's why I didn't like you.
What'd you hear about me?
I don't know. It was just really weird to know that like my girlfriend at the time was your best friend, but like I feel like I was always told things to like not like you. But maybe that like tied into because like she obviously didn't want me to dig too deep with you on like, you know, obviously like if she was telling you things and stuff like that, like I think you know pretty much our whole time that we knew each other while I was in this relationship, I was just very like surface, like, what's up guys? Bye guys. What up guys? Bye guys. And that was about it. Just kind of come and just be in my corner like,
I
you know.
remember after the whole fight situation happened, the first time you came to my house when like we kind of like had to get along that day. it was
We had to
it
behave.
was so awkward. But I feel like I was like meant to not like you either. Like I feel like I was getting told stuff that was like meant to not like you, but I was also being truthful about like, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, you
It's
can.
kind of personal.
That's
So
fine.
is this situation true? Because I have to ask you. I was told by your ex-girlfriend that when you walked into her house one day, she had blood all over her fingers. Do you remember that?
Oh,
Can we talk about that?
dude. Okay. Okay, so it's not okay. So especially like not to say all of them, but pretty much every lesbian couple, you guys meet and it's already the next day. The U-Haul truck is there, and everything is there. You already have like you didn't even have a bag packed, and somehow all your clothes are already in their drawers and like in their closet and shit. You don't really understand,
You're
but
weird if you're like a month in and you guys don't live together yet.
I was really trying to do it different with this last relationship I was in, but it did not work because she right when not to say anything, but right after she met me, she wanted me to move in. But but okay. So obviously meeting and just like you know gonna have like other ties that maybe you're like, oh shit, like I wasn't expecting to meet this person, like I was talking to this person, like for example me, like I was like in like I wasn't in a relationship, but like from my previous relationship before that, like I was in this little in between, and I was with a girl that literally like I told her, like I don't want to be with you, but when I get with somebody, I'll give you the respect of letting you know at least, but for sure don't want to be with you. Obviously, I wouldn't be dumb to know that that was on both sides. So, and I'm not gonna say I was completely innocent, whatever. My ex had when we first met, it was probably like I swear, like a couple days in, and of course, like after she met me in person, she was all obsessed. No, just kidding. Uh, but but no. So I was coming, and then I don't remember if it was after I was coming from after work or what it was, but pretty much she was all fucked up from drinking and was like, I'm gonna leave my front door unlocked. And I'm like, bet, like, about to get in there. And she's already like, if I'm asleep, wake me up doing this. I'm like, oh, yeah, like, okay, we in there. So I get there. I'm like, all right, she already set the mood. There's like candles. I'm like, oh, yeah, lighting is real good. Start going. And then she's on the floor, right? And mind you,
She
not
was on
even
the floor?
she's on the floor because she was on the floor because she had this blow up. Was it blow? I don't remember, but it was
Blow up
from when she
mattress.
would have people over at her bed. But she was in the living room. It was only a one bedroom, and she has
I remember that place.
yeah. So I get in there. I'm like thinking I'm all tired and shit. I'm like, all right. So she's on the floor. And if anybody knows my ex is straight up, and you fucking slept overnight with her, she is the most hideous
Snorer.
sleeper. like it's no, just like she does like exorcist like movements when she sleeps and like legs this way, whatever. Like it looks great still, but it's just really, really crazy. And then the snoring, and then just like it was very like a lot for me to take in. I'm like, all right, she's still fine. All right. So then I get in there, I'm like, all right, like turning her over, and then I get super close and I'm like, I swear to God, bro. I don't know what it is. It's probably just like God or like my grandpa looking out like, I ain't gonna let my granddaughter go out like that. So I get super close and I'm like, all right, hold on. And I'm like, I have a vagina, so I know what pussy smells like. So I'm like, okay. And for some reason, something told me to whip out my phone. So I whip out my phone, and right when I put the bright on her, the flashlight, right when it goes onto her hands, you just see it. It's like somebody was either about to start their period or just ended their period, or she was just fucking finger banging them so damn hard, like made them bleed a little bit, whatever. But yeah, it was just like, you know. Stop making me explain it. But yeah, so then I took I backed up and I was like, hell no, and did everything that I had just done, but in reverse. And then I took a video of her and I was like, don't ever call me, bitch. And then, but again, she was all knocking at my front door and I was like, I didn't answer then, but I answered like the next day. I was like, all right, all right.
So what got you to forgive that situation? Did you end up finding out that situation, or like was it like
Well, this is when I started to learn very early on that my ex was one of those drinkers that was like, when it was convenient for her, she's like, I remember everything like detail for detail. And then when it was convenient for her, also, she's like, I don't know, I don't remember. So I'm like, okay, but I don't really know. It was in the beginning, and like I said, I wasn't innocent either, but I wasn't like that. Like, come on, like
like I just
like
finger bang somebody, but
like
come wake me up?
like no, the thing is like go wash your hands. Like how about
What if you okay? What would have happened if you didn't see that?
then we would, and then it would fucking we would have fucked, then that was it. But at least she would have washed her hands, because I don't know, fuck, thank God,
She
dude.
would have washed her hands.
Thank God for this nose that I have, because I was like right away like, wait, hold up, backed up. Yeah, but no, it was just so obvious. Like right when I put the flash on her, But yeah, like I said, she was all at my house knocking, please, please. And I was like, nope, nope. And then I hit her up like right as she left, like, all right, so what's up? But yeah, that was in the beginning. That should have been already like for me to run. But no.
I would have thought it would have been like.
No, I just stayed. Stayed. That was literally, I swear, like third day we met. It's been like a novella, dude. It's like just like a movie. If I had something following me like this whole time, I'd be like, I'd be famous, rich. But but anyway, yeah, that was that story. That's funny.
Okay, so it's kind of like how it started. Okay. You were
was
in my
pretty-
wedding.
Carla.
You were in my wedding last minute. Do you remember that? Wait, why were you in my wedding last minute?
Because
Were you in my wedding last minute?
Yeah, no, I wasn't. But shit, I took my chance. I was right there looking all fly and shit. I'm like, I'm not matching you guys, but yeah, it was because somebody didn't show up.
Somebody couldn't come. So I got
Which
married.
now we know why. Now we know why. Now we know why. They're like, nah, dude, you're good. Don't even go. Just miss it. They won't care.
Did you like the wedding?
You looked beautiful. The wedding, yeah. I looked good at the wedding, actually. That was a good part of it. I felt fly as fuck. Every time I passed by the mirror, I was like,
What color were you wearing?
I think navy blue. Navy blue. Well, acting like I don't know. It was navy blue.
Did you know that I used to date too?
I think no, not until which is not a surprise. But no, I don't think it's till we had like ended up getting cool, like not cool, but just talking, which was like way later. But I mean, I found out about a bunch of stuff because I feel like majority of the relationship was like you, meaning me. So
Yeah.
there wasn't really. I mean, I feel like with all the like energy that I gave, there's not even. Besides, maybe when I was like with my friends real quick and like telling my side of the story real quick, maybe. Other than that, there's so much else, like so many other things to deal with. Because for some reason, still through like everything, I was like still trying to fix something about myself, which like in the long run, I just kind of lost myself and everything.
In the relationship.
Yeah, for sure.
When did you start to notice that? Like with you?
I think from the very like it was pretty early on. We had this like toxic like cycle of getting in a new place, and then I would call her a runner, like somebody who gets himself in a situation, has just as much like part to play when it comes to, whatever chaos they feel like is going on, but just takes off in the situation, leaves it all behind, and then just like, all right, start over. Like, when in reality, it's like you haven't fixed this situation. This situation, all you did was kind of bring it with you in a new, improved way, like, of how to, like, I don't know, like, kind of, I don't even know. I mean, just obviously a lot of other things weren't fixed before because we're doing the same exact thing each time. So it's like, we got together, I think within 2 months. That was another thing, man. There's so much, but we had both had our own spots when we met each other, and I was in a situation where I was still
I was
going.
about to bring that
Well,
up.
you don't have to.
Go ahead, because I was about to bring that up anyways.
It's
Let's
so
talk about it.
crazy. I don't even know this episode's gonna be never ending. So like,
I got a phone call when it was found out.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's the stage payback for the bloody fingers, because I'd rather have had
No,
this.
but like I'm talking about like that's some like movie type shit. Like I've never heard no type
Okay,
shit like
well,
that.
okay, to be like,
I wish
okay.
I could have pulled some shit like
Look
that
it
off.
for one, on my behalf, because that's where I told you I was already in the in between thing. So I had been coexisting already with my ex, because that's when COVID hit, and then like we kept re-signing our lease because it was like way more to go month to month. COVID hit, and it was month to month, so I was like, you got to figure it out. And like I said, I was already like dating and like talking to someone. It was just that was a whole nother relationship. That was.
Let me make this clear. She's talking about how she had her ex and her girlfriend living in the
Oh
same
yeah, this
house
is
and they didn't
not
even know.
this is not the ex that we're mostly talking about. This is my ex before, which then she wasn't any better. Sorry, it's I have a part to play as well. Sorry, my bad, my bad. But no, so yeah, so we had both had our own spots. Like I said, everything was just happening really fast when I had met, and then I'm thinking, you know what? Even though I don't want to do the cliche lesbian thing, I'm just gonna get out of this situation and just go into her pad and just like peace out, figure it out, homegirl over here, and then that'll be that. I don't even have to worry about telling her about all the nonsense. We're good, no harm, no foul.
That's my cousin.
Hey, you know what? But honestly, we weren't fucking around, like straight up. Like,
Did she get like so your ex-girlfriend that you were living with, the main one that you were living with before you moved in, girlfriend. How did she feel?
Well, because this is the thing about her. So like I'm not gonna say I was the best person to be with when I was younger, because like cheating wise and like being faithful, I'm not gonna lie. But this one was like my karma. Like she was like the one person I was like all the way faithful, and then I got cheated on. I was like, ow, this hurts. So I was like, okay, I'm never gonna cheat on somebody ever again. So she pretty much cheated on me like our whole relationship. It was really bad. I don't know. But hey, no, it's I wish her the best. But like the whole relationship, I probably just about any time that we weren't together or she went outside or yeah. So it was kind of one of those things where I was like, look it, you're horrible to me, our whole relationship. Just do this one solid for me. Just go in the room. I'm gonna make the living room a 1-bedroom apartment. Say you're my cousin. I'll try to have us in and out. Be nice. Like,
And she snitched you out.
yeah, later, which was weird. She waited for the day after my birthday. Like, at least she waited for me to like celebrate my birthday.
At
But
least she
yeah,
didn't do it on your birthday.
yeah, you're right. But yeah, so pretty much, I mean, it wasn't like I meant to, but what happened was like I was gonna leave, and then all of a sudden, fucking my ex gets evicted from her apartment, and it's like, where does she think she's gonna go? Like, so yeah,
That was brave though.
yeah, cause like she was doing the thing where like, oh, I guess I'll just have to go back to my grandma's. And I'm like, fuck, dude. So it was kind of like on the fly, whatever. I'm not saying it was like the best thing to do, but it definitely didn't last very long. Blew up all on my face the day after my birthday. But anyway, that was the beginning of us moving in together. And then after that, me and had started getting our own spots, and it was a repeated cycle of we'd move in and then something dramatic would happen and she'd take off.
You know, when I was like dating her, um, when I had first started dating her, um, I was dating somebody else. I was dating Alexa.
Okay.
And I long story short, I went through Alexa's phone and she cheated on me with.
That was in the beginning while you guys were like in the very, very beginning?
So I was so I was dating somebody. I was with Alexa, but this was like
How did you meet?
because I was dating Alexa and was Alexa's friend. And so she went out with posted with and I didn't care. But when Alexa went through my phone, there was one day where me and Alexa were driving and we got into an argument and she hopped out the car. She left her phone in the front seat. So I went through her phone. Her and were like texting back and forth. So I read the text messages. So the day that she had hung out with her had went back to the apartment and so I read like a bunch of like crazy like crucial shit. I had saw that kept telling her like, I don't want to home wreck your situation. I don't want to do this, blah 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 blah. Even though she had already made out with her at the apartment and all that stuff. The apartment that I was living at her like with.
But before
whatever.
this, you hadn't known her, or you had just met her?
I didn't know her yet.
Okay.
So then, I don't know, like maybe I was just toxic too because I ended up hitting up, like obviously like going off on her, like you dumb bitch, like what the fuck, like. And then me and her start talking. We catch obviously Alexa and a bunch of lies. So me and her ended up being cool. And then my little like horn dog ass was like, "Do you only like studs?"
Said hello.
And she was like, "No." So me and her started talking like that. And like obviously I got back with Alexa, but like after that, I was like cheating on Alexa all the time. So anyway, so I'm like talking to her and I end up like telling her like, "Oh, like so you only like stuff."
Like everything,
I know.
anything, everything. I'm just kidding.
No, for
Kinda.
real.
Low key. I'm not talking shit though. Kinda I am. It's okay. Go ahead. Let's see.
I'm like, "No, but you ain't lying." So anyway, so then I like obviously like start talking to her. Like we start flirting, we start talking, we start hanging out. She brings me around her son. I bring her around my daughter. We're like solid. And then like I take her on like a first date. We go to a hotel. Let me just make it very clear though, like we never slept together. Like we never like
I think you've always told me it's stuck solid to this.
We never actually like,
What you guys
obviously
do?
like
It was just like,
so it was funny. So I took her to a hotel for the first time. We literally nobody did anything. Like we didn't even like we just like cuddled and we like made out and like that was it.
that's cute. It's cute. Where's Alexa though? Where did Alexa go? So you guys were like team up against Alexa after this because you guys were like catching
Yeah,
her.
so me and Alexa would like break up, get back together, break up, get back together type thing. So around this time, I think there was a point where like we ended up like breaking up. So like we went on like a few dates or whatever, and then I ended up like taking her to a hotel. We went, and then the next day, so I thought like the hotel was like going great, and I even said to everybody, I don't want to sleep with her. I want to take her seriously. Like when I tell you, like when I looked at her, like I thought she was like my dream girl. I was like, oh my gosh, she's great. But I'm sure we all think that.
Yeah.
I liked how she looked more back then than how she is now. She was to me, I thought she was like way different than how she was like now, you know. She didn't really have tattoos. She didn't have like lips. Like, she wasn't even in
Yeah,
a
I see.
lesbian scene like that at the time when I was talking to her.
The lesbian scene.
I think when she started talking to Autumn, that's when she really got into it.
The lesbian scene is no joke, too.
No.
That is a serious ass scene.
So long story short, so right after like the whole hotel situation, I'm all like happy and like, whatever. And like mind you, so during this time, I'm obviously also talking to at the same time. Because
Okay.
like I'm obviously like talking, but I was taking her more serious. So I'm like talking to her, I'm talking to like I'm not even like with Alexa anymore at this point. Called and I was taking her more serious, and I remember kind of get like jealous because obviously she knew like I've kissed her in front of her, whatever. Like we've all hung out together.
Right.
It's fucking weird. So
Yeah.
So
Everybody's
anyways,
connected.
so so basically, long story short, after the hotel, I'm all happy. I'm like all excited, and I'm like telling everybody about her, whatever. My mom loves her. My mom's like her. The next day, I get a phone call, and she's like, "Hey, I need to talk to you." And I was like, "What? Like, what happened?" And she's like, So then we're on FaceTime. She's at work. She's like, "I have to tell you something." She's literally bawling her eyes out, and I'm like,
Oh yeah.
"What's wrong?" And she's like, "I didn't." She's like, "I got scared to tell you." And then she's like, "But like, I'm like," she told me. When I tell you, my heart was like, Shh. In that moment, I was like,
It's so crazy
"I'm
because
happy for you."
it's so crazy too because these like these stories when it comes to her like never existed. Like you're just like a sick ass hater and like wanted to like I don't even know what. Like I don't know at what point. I remember the first time you had told me this and I was like, oh, I knew it. No. I don't know what I knew, but I knew it. No, but yeah, like but to these never happened.
I was like super heartbroken. I was like, whatever. But I was
I was
like,
super
but I
heartbroken.
told her, I was like, I'm happy for you. And then she's like, you're not mad. And I was like, no, it's like, we're not together. We're just dating. Like, that's fine. And then, like, I even told her, I was like, I don't care. Like, I'm here for you. Best friends after that. And
So
then,
how did you like separate like that feeling of like liking her to like, okay, now we're friends? Like when did that switch? Because for you, obviously, since you're the one that fucked up, like you didn't mean to switch it off, but you had to switch it off.
I think I was okay with it because I feel like and then but obviously like I mean her didn't
Oh
work
yeah,
out.
yeah.
So I think one it was that, and then number two it was like I think after that I just wanted to be with Alexa.
Mm.
So we
But
started just like being friends, but like I completely just didn't even have feelings for after that. Like I was just like, oh, like we were just better as friends. Like we would hang out, we would drink, we'd have fun, like whatever. But like I feel like I've always been that person. Like I'm that lesbian. Okay, like I'm
what?
that. Well, I was that lesbian. Let me not say lesbian because I'm not. Never
I
mind.
mean,
But like I feel like I was
right.
that person that could be friends with like exes. I could be friends with like,
Yeah.
and I could like I don't know. I've always been like that. Like I feel like if like I could kind of just shut it down and not even like think like that anymore. And like
No,
and
yeah.
I feel like if it's especially not something like I don't feel like I could be friends with an ex that I was with for like 3 or 4 or 5 years, but if it was something that was like a fling and we tried it and it just didn't work out, it's like and if we could still be cool, why not?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's kind of where I was at. So me and her, we weren't serious. Like
No,
I
I
had
feel like
really
I relate to that.
yeah, and then once we started being like best friends, I'm like, dude, we're both pieces of shit. It's like,
Yeah.
because me in my mind, like, I wasn't like a good person either, like in relationships. So I was like, damn, me and you are both pieces of shit. It's like with the shit we would tell each other, like, oh, I did this, oh, I did that. Like, I'm like, damn, we're pieces of shit.
Yeah. I would say
Um,
that was the reason why, like, why in the beginning I didn't take a liking to you, because that's how like made it seem like it was just like you were that way, because for whatever reason, like, I don't know, I guess maybe that was a reason why a lot of people that she used to date, because what I noticed about is that, like, everybody she talks to, they all talk to each other but me, which is completely fine because I don't be fucking with none. I'm just kidding. But no, I'm the only one. But I guess that I don't know if that was like a big thing. I feel like that was like a big thing of like when I first got with her. It was like, where did this girl come from? Like, who the fuck are you? Because like right when we got together, she like blasted me all over social media and stuff.
yeah, I'll never forget that.
Yeah, so I just feel like everybody was just like, fuck you, because like they made the cut, but like they didn't make the cut, all the way.
Yeah,
But like I feel like with all the relationships I hear about, it's just like crazy, which is like totally fine. Like there was never any like anything that's like any type of judgment of like what you did before like you're with somebody. Like it obviously doesn't matter. But I would say that, I mean, from what I would hear and from what people tell me, like from when she was with me to any time in between that, it's like just like totally two different people, like,
yeah,
so I mean, I don't know which one was actually, I would like to think that, when we were together and things were okay, that it was actually real, but most likely no.
I think the one thing is like I'm not saying like I'm like any better,
Hmm.
but I feel like it's okay to like take accountability for things. And I feel like somebody who just like portrays to be like, I do nothing wrong. I'm so this person this. I'm like, bro, just say we were both pieces of shits and just move on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, well, I'm at least saying like for me and like art, like mine and her friendship and how we ended, like and you even know like I've said this multiple times. I don't sit here and be like her.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said it like, well, to me, at least in my mind, I'm like, we weren't like good for each other even as friends. So like
Right.
when I was told like, because obviously like the person I was with did not like her the entire time. I remember even when I had to come live with you for a couple days, I told you she didn't like you guys.
Yeah, you did tell us that was like that it wasn't even already obvious. I feel like, honestly, because of so many things that happened when I first got with it, like just paved the way for just this very, like, it was very hard to come back from a lot of stuff. But of course, the one common factor was, so it's like, if I want to be with her, if this friendship is gonna work, if this is gonna work, if this is gonna work, then we all have to like kind of get along, I guess, to some degree. But yeah, like I remember always going when you go to your house, like I was always just like go and then just be like pew, like off like to the side. I would never really talk to ever, like, because to me also, I'm like, to me it's kind of like I feel like I knew how was, And I've also always been the type of person to where, like, when I know something and how something happened, I'm not about to waste my time with nobody trying to tell somebody that wasn't there what happened. Because in reality, I mean, you'll never know then, you know? So it's like, what are we doing? Going back and forth, you know, whatever. So it's like, yeah, I mean, yeah, I feel like I didn't really talk to like a lot of people, but it was very obvious. And I remember when you did come tell tell us straight up that Panda didn't like us, but that was like forever of like even before it always being like, yeah, Panda is so disgusting.
You guys are together now.
Like, stop, stop, God, dude, like she projects so much. It's crazy. You could just know exactly what she's doing by like the other like how she talks about like other people. Like she just projects and pretty much tells on herself. Like straight up.
No, yeah, for sure. And I think like the part that trips me out, well, like obviously like I'm just gonna say it. So like you were with my best friend, and then I have my ex. They're together now. You guys
Mhm.
were both in my wedding.
That is I still have those pictures. Straight up. Straight up just because I
I
look
still
at
have
them
them too. I
sometimes.
wish I had my phone right now because
Because
I have it on archives. It was
sometimes
me, you, her,
I
and
Cause only it really in reality, okay, cause and not to say like something could have happened, but it's like, right, like you're his best friend. There has never been that one time where I was just like, just because me and aren't good and like now you and aren't cool and like me and you are talking means that that's like an open gateway to go ahead and just try to hit on you or do that just
yeah.
because we're both gay. Like at the end of the day, like how I met you was, you know, like with somebody else, and at the end of the day, like I don't view you as like, oh, just like someone, just like some easy, like, okay, I know that they're not together, so let me just try to go. I feel like in the lesbian community, no offense, but like that's why
That happens a lot.
that's why everybody fucks with each other, and that's why like I don't know, I'm just
But now that I realize, like, I feel like we were all kind of like, I was with her, you were with her, Zoe was with her, Driz was with her.
yeah, it was always
Now,
I didn't know this till like later, but I was always I only say because man, like I'd be damned to put in a room with somebody that I used like my best friend, like, okay, like straight up, if I say that that's my best friend, that's my best friend. Like I don't fuck my best friends. It's like not to say like you and
my
like fuck, but
fish.
what like
Just
I
kidding.
don't fuck
Is
around
my
with
fish right now?
like I feel like any of my friends that weren't like and obviously all my friends are beautiful, whatever, but to whatever maybe thought was like pretty to like not pretty, like I had to be fucking around with them, right? And it's just like no, like and I'm not gonna feel bad either, you know?
So what one thing like I do want to say because like I already know like we're gonna get like a oh my god I was talked about the whole time, oh my god I'm like just this bitch, I'm that bitch, I'm like, but I think like the whole purpose is like you kind of just like have to watch who you're around, and like I feel like I don't ever pay attention to red flags, and that taught me to pay attention to every single little red flag in my lifetime because I had red flags from the jump, but I also had red flags about myself from the jump too because again, like for me, I feel like we were like a bad influence on each other. We brought out the worst in each other. Like she was already the worst for herself, and like I feel like we kind of just brought it more like out of each other in my
Yeah.
situation in that friendship with me and her. And I should have saw like a million and one like red flags only because like there were little things that I should have paid attention to, like her being with people who were married, her being with people who were friends and this and that. Like I should have thought and known like she was gonna do that to me. Because to me, I do talk about it, and I feel like I talk about it obviously yes out of anger, yes out of this, but I could never sit there and flaunt something like that. Her in her mind, she's just mad because I'm with her bitch now. Why is that a flex? I don't understand how that could be a flex to anybody because I
Right.
would be embarrassed.
Right.
And not just that, obviously, I mean, clearly the same thing kind of happened to you because you guys were, so you and her were together, me and my ex were together, now they're together. So to me,
Yeah.
I always sat there like, damn, I feel like a dumbass. You guys were both in my wedding. I was getting married to her, and now how is it that they're together now?
Wild, wild.
So it kind of, to me, I feel like it just like taught me a lesson is like the most person that can think that they're the most confident. Because to her, like me, the watching her talk, she was so confident. I'm this bad bitch. I'm this. Everybody
Oh
wants me.
yeah.
Clearly, you're like, to me in my mind, I'm like, clearly you're really insecure that you feel like you have to literally be with every single person in your group. Literally every single person. Like, don't get me wrong, I have like two
No, but
friends that
you're not
have
even being dramatic though. It's like literally and even if they didn't mess with, they had like some period of time where like
it was
they were
something.
flirting or like something. I would say it was them getting led on, is how I always say, because like that, like with, I think subconsciously, I even though I stayed, right, and like I stayed because I wanted to. Like I stayed because not all times were horrible. I feel like when I would like I said, like I would like to think that when those moments that I think were real and genuine, that that's the actual person that I knew and actually like fell in love with. Because whatever was on her part, because clearly from the track record, right? It's like, what? How could love even mean something to you? You know what I mean? That was the hardest thing, is that it was like day and night. It was like this person. There's nobody that wouldn't like knew her, and like everybody knows the same story. Like there's always something kept from somebody else, you know? And like I think that's what sucked, is I didn't realize it for forever, because I was just like, oh, whatever, you know, like I have a bunch of stuff that I need to fix because that's what I was being told all the time, you know. But of course, it's a lot easier too to just be like you know what I mean? Like, and especially take advantage of the fact where like somebody is just like wants to be with you. I don't know what it was like about our relationship, but I feel like I kind of like some part of my pride, like I did like that there was all these people and they just like really didn't fuck with me, because they're like, well, who the fuck are you? Like, why is she with you? Like, already moving in with you. And it's like whatever. But I feel like subconsciously, I feel like I kind of knew these things. And that was a big problem in our relationship. Always would say that like I didn't give enough effort, or like I didn't do these special things. And it's kind of like, how would you want me to do something special when it doesn't feel special? Like regardless, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's kind of like there's not nobody that's not done it, and there's no, even though it's like that whole thing. Like I've never done this for anybody. Yes, it was like every single person. It was like the same thing. Like did the same kind of stuff for it, you know?
Yeah.
Like I mean, but like I said, that was not all times were bad, but yeah, it's very hard to be with somebody who wears like 10 different faces, you know,
Yeah.
and has to keep up with them.
And you
So
guys were really serious too because you guys were also trying to have a baby, no?
we did. We did. We had like a personal donor. Um, yeah, had to like write out a contract, get
But
it
do you feel
notarized.
like that was like a blessing in disguise that it didn't happen, or
Mm,
like
I would say, look, yeah, I would say like this. Um, whether it would be her, whether it be anybody, like at the end of the day, whoever I have a kid with, like it's gonna work out, because I feel like just my personality, like we're gonna make it work for sure when it comes to that. So like whether I had it with her, whether it was somebody else, I would think that in my predicament, right, like just having a baby would have been a blessing in general.
absolutely.
But um I guess yeah, I would say a blessing in disguise to not have to. We were like we're just not meant to be around each other for like long periods of time. You had little flare ups and little meetups and little this, because they do happen. But
They have
whether you don't see us
they
on
happen
social,
even if you don't want to believe it.
yeah, like more recent than it should be, which I shouldn't be admitting that shit. But so what? One time, maybe a couple, but whatever. Um, but no, like,
In a car.
oh man, oh god, good times, good times. But yeah, like I said, like is it was hard. I feel like that's why when I talk about losing myself in the relationship, I like I don't know how, somehow it was, honestly, I feel like it was after I got caught up, because it was like I feel like after the cousin thing, when I moved her in, I feel like I really didn't have like, I feel like not that she was fucking up a lot, but kind of like, even besides the whole finger shit, she like the Super Bowl party, putting me in that shit. Like, she like randomly like had my car one night and like just all fucked up right in front of me. My brand new car just crashed it and then like took off. I was like, okay, like just like outrageous shit like that. Like she would just do wild shit. Like our homies would be around and she'd be going all crazy, like throwing shit at me. And I'm like, what the fuck, you know? Like, so I feel like, like, to then I was like, yeah, like, I got a clean slate, even though I was all tripping every day. Like, oh my God, like, every time I would see, like, the ex come out of the room and then, like, would pass each other. I'm like, be like, why does your cousin like me? So, but I feel like after that, that was it. Like, I fucked up. Like, I feel like after that, I always had to, like, I was just, I fucked up. Like, it was like, took on anything that we had been through or whatever. And I was like, come on, dude. I think we're even now, or like, like just
Like, how much
getting.
are you gonna do? Like, we've been even.
Yeah, but after that, it was just over. I feel like our whole relationship was always constant. And like before that, like whether I wasn't like even my ex before that, when we were living on our spot, like that was the thing about like when I was gonna dip out and I thought I was gonna move in, like she was shitting it because the whole time like we were together, I'm like, like yeah, I paid for everything. No more mooching off for me. You gotta figure it out. Wear your big girl
Yeah.
pants. Like I always just had shit handled. Like any of my exes can always vouch for that. Like regardless of like maybe not the best like in the relationship wise, like being truthful and stuff like that, which I apologize. But like for sure having it together, like, like the breadwinner. And then when I got with her, it was just like constant, like I don't know why I let it. I Shivers is always something I had to work on. There was always something that I wasn't doing on top of, her also being like, you're the one for me, but you need to do like comparing me to like you and like always
Oh, I know.
compare. Like, and I'm
I
like,
heard it all the time, and I think that's why it's crazy now. It's like, I wish Jalissa would do this like how Panda did. I wish she did this like how Panda did. Well, now she could fucking do it for you.
yeah, like straight
Like,
up, like don't get me wrong, like always. But the thing is that I noticed things early on, and at the end of the day, it didn't feel good always. Like little by little finding out, like because for a cool minute I'm like, okay, this one's the one. Like even taking my toxic like traits that I had from my previous relationship, like I remember I would go through her phone and it was like clean, she's always telling people like, no, I'm in a relationship, blah blah blah. But it was like she was very good at just she was really, really good at like having all these secrets with these people that like all they're waiting for like if she was talking to somebody and like some shit happened, like she would just cut you off and that person would just be cool with it, like wouldn't care to come tell me something and be just like waiting for her to come back and like talk to her again. Like I feel like she goes in and out of all these periods where like something happens to somebody, they talk to her again, and it's always like because these people want to talk to her for whatever reason. Like right. I mean, I'm not saying anything. I mean, go out. She's a great time. Whatever the case may be. It depends on what side you're on when it comes to that. It's just I unfortunately got like to me. I mean, she wasn't really fun to me, drunk. But yeah, like
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like I said, it was really just hard being with somebody, and I feel like I lost myself actually for some reason believing the things that like, yeah, I wasn't up to par with this. Like, yeah, maybe I wasn't up to, maybe this wasn't like to where I'm just like, what, like, why am I looking in the mirror and like I'm not this self confidence that I had, not like being cocky or like not anything like that at all, but just knowing that no matter what, with her, with somebody else, not with anybody, like I'm gonna hold it down and be fine. But she had this way of just like making me think that like I needed her like to be able to do like anything, which was completely not true.
Yeah.
So it was a lot. It was a lot, I feel like, but
Well, look where you are now.
yeah,
Like,
way,
you're
way
doing way
better.
better.
Way better. There's actually the longest I've been single, and I don't even know how long it's been. It's been like a while now. Let's say what, 2 years ago, 2023, 4th of July?
Well, yeah, I would be like traumatized after that shit.
Yeah, no, I
Well,
think
because
it's great.
I feel like in that relationship you were blamed for a lot, but I don't feel like people saw like the other side. Like the only thing I do want to mention, like on my part, because obviously I was like there, is like there's always two sides to every story, and I feel like even on my side, because I was her friend, we were also guilty on a lot of things. Like I feel like you got a lot of backlash for you were this, you were that, you did this, you did that, but nobody knows like what we did also. Like one thing I am gonna bring up is like again, there's two sides to every story. There was a time where me, I think
What was that one friend
Panda,
that had that she used to work with, that tall chick that her girlfriend was she was a tall. We used to work together at freaking. Oh,
Destiny?
no, she was really tall. Freak. Christina?
Oh, Tina.
Christina, yeah.
She was there.
Yeah, Christina, and then that girlfriend, her girlfriend, or whoever.
Kayla.
Kayla.
Yeah, they were having issues. Was moving out. We all went to the apartment with intention of helping her move her stuff out. That broke, threw down the TV right in front of your face when you popped up. Stole your computer, your camera,
Yeah, oh my-
and well, sorry, we all did. We all took
No,
stuff that also didn't like belong in that house. And I'm not saying that like, and I'm clearly like, I'm not taking sides, but I feel like for somebody to make it look like I'm so perfect, I did nothing wrong, but this person did this, this, and this, and this, and only one person got consequences. But for her, it's like there was no proof of anything that she had also done. There was no proof for the abuse that she did. There was no proof of all the shit that we stole or even the time that you got jumped. Like there's two sides to every single story. There's not like no angel on either side. I'm not saying that we're not better than anybody, but I feel like I take praise in more in somebody who can take accountability for like, yeah, I did this, but they also did this instead of being like, no, it's just them. It's
yeah,
just them. They did this. So you're telling me that this person just came home and decided to
yeah.
just because you were sitting looking at a TV.
Right.
Not saying that there's any justification for nothing, and I'm not giving details. I'm not doing
No, for
anything like
sure.
that. But like, it's just like, come on, like people gotta like really think about things. Like,
That's what sucked is that like you guys always saw me because I'm not gonna sugarcoat like anything or whatever, but for sure from the moment that me and met, there was like underlying like certain things that were like triggers for me. One, for example, like the Super Bowl party, and whether we didn't like elaborate, pretty much what happened was I got jumped by a bunch of, I don't know, a crowd of people, but like having somebody look at that would be from how I grew up and the way I grew up, that would be a never. And you know what? It's dope. It's dope to be able to be sitting here with you, right? Because you're a part of that group, and I think it's dope, and it speaks like growth. But like we're all from that would be a no go to ever associate with somebody, right? That did that, and it's like to have somebody right there, you know, looking at you in your face, for example, and being like, I would never, like, don't worry, like, I would never, like, I would never associate to literally making you like giving you ultimatum like either be with me or you're gonna have to just be cool like just because you got upset about something and it was always like you know for it was always like I'm gonna do like the worst thing where like I know that it's gonna bug and bother you and it's no justification for the things and how I reacted in situations because um there's like I was telling you there's a million other ways that I could have reacted. It was just for one, I shouldn't have stayed in that situation knowing that she had like the ability to get me to that place because like I said like when it's all said and done that's really like the message at the end is that like somebody who brings out the best the worst in you like it's never gonna work like ever like once you start noticing habits and things changing, going from a healthy way to unhealthy, you know, whether it be the way you speak to people, like you never ever raise your voice, or yeah, and then all of a sudden now you're getting like hype and like not only with that person, but like it's not even maybe even with that person, it's like starting to show in outside relationships, you know, stuff like that. Like I don't really know what it is, and I wanted to say, and that's what sucks. It was alcohol. Like I feel like a lot of times that things happen crazy on part where she just straight lie on me was when she's fucked up. And like I said before, like that was a convenient where, oh, I remember everything or oh, I don't really remember. You know, it was always just when it was convenient for her for which how it played in. But yeah, it was I mean, I remember talking to another mutual friend that we used to all be cool with that whatever, telling me like the stories that Jazz would tell you guys, you know? And I'm like, wow, yeah,
I'll bleep it out.
yeah, like I'm just like, whoa, you know, like not to say all of them like didn't have some truth, but some of them were just so crazy. I
Like
was,
exaggerated, like
yeah, like just so like why it was already bad. Like why would you exaggerate and like put that extra oomph on it? Like when it came to me, you know, like I don't know. I just found it really crazy. Like But I I mean, I think that was the thing that really would like mind fuck me the most was like we were just good, but then like when it was bad, it was just straight like an enemy. Like I just went from like this is like my girl to like I don't even know this person. Like we're just nothing, you know. Like when she gets upset, so it's like I mean, she would do outrageous stuff, dude. Like I remember I had a show in Vegas. Straight up, I try to keep this short, but we're in Vegas, and because I brought one of my friends, and straight up, it's just safe for how it is. She's fine as fuck. My friend Sydney, sup girl. She's in a relationship now, but if she wasn't, I'd be trying to marry her. But anyway, at this time, no. Okay, so like because like my friend is beautiful, and she was like being a good friend, coming with me to Vegas. It was like one of my biggest shows, whatever, you know, like she comes and she meets us at our apartment. We're about to leave. Is like finishing up some work. And my brother's gonna, like, my baby brother's gonna be watching our apartment, watching our animals. So I'm about to leave him on his own for the weekend. He's like only like a junior in high school, like sophomore. So he's like about to hold it down and have a little man weekend, you know? So all I did was go warm him up some food. Like all I did was ask him if he wanted some food, like try to give him some actual food before he's just eating cup of noodles and shit before we leave. Next, I asked my homegirl because she was closest was all the way in the back doing like work. So before I even got to ask her, hey baby, like you want me to warm up some food? She just looked at me with her laptop and just boom, like beelined it to our room, right? So I'm like, what the fuck? So I go over there. Mind you, this is like a big weekend for me. Like she's about to meet all my family too on my dad's side, and like that's like, oh my God, it's like my whitewash side. So nothing wrong with being white, but like it's a big weekend, you know. And then she's like, right when I see her, she's like, you never get up that quick to make me food. And I'm like, I didn't make food. Like, I literally warming up the food you made last night. Boom, paved the way, right? The whole trip, she's just being just bad vibes. That's about it. So, what is my homegirl? Of course, still being cool. Everybody, team. She's like, hey, it doesn't matter like what your girl, what pissy attitude she has, suck it up, homie, and like make the best of it. Cause whatever. It doesn't matter if it's your weekend, you're about to have a horrible weekend if you don't kiss her ass. I'm like, all right. So like we're all cool, whatever, things subside, right? And then like we're supposed to go like meet up with one of my homies, have this recording session the day before my show. And she doesn't want to go. And I'm like, bro, it's my weekend. So I ended up going, long story short, I ended up going anyway, right? So the next day of my show, she's being like horrible. She's like wanting to do things last minute, literally like to like the last T where I'm just looking at her like, all right, because of course I want to go get her outfit, matching shoes for my show, doing the most. And then she got an outfit, and then I don't remember what happened. Oh, my homegirl asked her oh, like, or I asked her what she got, and she's like, stuff. And then my homegirl asked her, and then she was like, oh, girl, I got this. But she was like the one that she was tripping on the whole time, you know? So all I did was went up to her. I was just like, bro, you're being such bad vibes on a big day. And then literally, like, she just stopped following me. And I was like, obviously, I can't chase you. I have a show. And she just didn't show up to my show. And then she went on social media and ranted that I left her in Vegas, stranded. And I was
I
rolling
heard
around.
that.
And I was rolling around with some girl. And in reality, I was sitting in my car, and my homegirl's like, bro, we have to go. Like, you can't stay. And I'm like, she's really not. Send her the address to my cousin's house. Send her the address to her show. Like, please, thinking like, obviously, she's gonna come to her senses, you know? No, she had her friends come all the way from over here, California, to go pick her up in Vegas. Had like people threatening me, her dad DMing me, like, how does somebody leave their girlfriend? And I'm just like, that's the type of things that I had to go through. And yes, I did not react when it came to a certain point very well. And unfortunately, anybody who was with her, like for example, that night when you guys, you know, all pulled up, which was another fight that she had caused, and like I left. I'm just like, no, I don't want to be a part of this because she had a tendency to call police on me and flip stories around. So I left. And to come to that, it's like, and then who, you know, who really suffered in the end? I'm like pulling up to all your guys' houses, like it was horrible, and it's just like I can't even imagine like going and being in that headache. And it's just like everybody, I was literally every story of people of exes she told me about, like, oh, I was so battered, I was a victim. I'm just like, damn, like this girl's been fucked over by everybody.
It's kind of like that one. Did you watch Love Island? Okay.
Duh.
Okay. It's kind of like, do you see that part of like Huda, right? When she's like telling the story, like, yeah, he like wants me to move in and all this other stuff. And then like she's telling the girls, like, what really? Yeah, like he wants to live together. And then it played back the part of them talking about it. And she's like, I would want to move in. And he's just like, well, I think we should live separately. But she's
Yeah.
telling the girls that he said something completely different.
Yeah.
That's her.
like I said, freaking. I mean, I stayed, and that's the biggest thing that I learned about myself is that like I was always trying to like fix other people or fix this. Where like I still had a lot of time to spend. Like, don't get me wrong, shoot, like I think because of like music and stuff like that, and just like how my brain works, like I definitely don't have no problem like being in solitude and like by myself, just because I can keep myself busy with so many other things. But like that's one thing I feel like I realized is that I had so much more time to like spend with myself. Like, of course, you realize other things, right? You realize time you miss with friends, how my music has suffered, like a bunch of stuff. Like, I could say, I guess, give her that. I mean, knowing her, she like eat it up. But yeah, she's out of all my relationships, she definitely fucked me up the most, like mentally. Um, but I feel like also she a good lesson, clearly, but for sure has me way more, I guess, in tune and like really really set on like even when the girls like try to talk to me, I'm like flirting with girls. I'm like, "Ugh, never mind. Like I don't even
Like every little thing's gonna trigger you, be like, you know
yeah, I'm
what?
just like, no, like it's crazy. Like for her how she
That's why
does
I
it,
ain't with
yeah,
girls no more.
yeah, like how I mean, every situation is different, right? Like, but I mean, I don't know how that girl could just jump into like that would be so much work. But I mean, I know it like builds up her self-esteem.
I think that's what's like scary for me now, because like, well, at least like for you, like you got out of that situation, you're growing, like you're back into your music, like everything's like good, and you learned a lot from the situation,
Yeah,
and
for sure.
which is like great. And for me, like obviously I've grown from the situation with them too. I think the only difference is I still got to deal with both of them because she's
Yeah.
obviously stepmommy to my daughter
Yeah,
now.
that's wild.
Um,
I'm sorry for you.
yeah, so like obviously like I deal with like the pickup drop offs for being there. She hasn't been there though since I had the baby. Funny.
Well,
But anyways, so
that's just like
but
that's so gnarly. I'm sorry.
but for me I think like my last message is like I obviously because being her friend and like not me, I feel like I'm not perfect, but I feel like I've grown so much like after being in that relationship and like having like an on and off relationship with God and like trying to like redirect my life like to do something better.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, there's like times like I always fall back, but like I'm learning and I'm growing and I'm trying to learn like the co-parenting thing or whatever.
Yeah.
But now that like I was so proud of myself of getting myself out, I feel like obviously my baby mom brought me like right back in because
Right.
she's with her now. And the only thing I can hope and pray for is that I'm like, even though like whatever we don't get along or like me, I'm talking about me and my baby mom. I think the biggest thing I fear because that's my daughter's mom is now Panda's gonna be the next victim.
Yeah.
And that scares me because if we were just exes, I wouldn't care. Girl, go do you.
Right. But
And
you guys
I'm
have a
but
child.
now that we have a child and that's her mom and I know how much like my daughter loves her, um, she's next.
Yeah.
Because you're not if you can't grow from that relationship, that next relationship, and obviously then it's you, there's like 3 restraining orders against like 3 different people,
Right.
already, like 3 different relationships. And so now my biggest fear is like what if like obviously Panda puts herself in a position where she ends up like in jail. She ends up like in a situation where people exaggerate about her and like
Right. Right.
her being or like, and I think that's like my biggest fear because I already know and I'm speaking into existence because I already like hasn't grown clearly.
Yeah. And I would like to hope and like I say, like even with everything, I can make, and make jokes and stuff like that. But when it comes down to it, especially because, and I'm kind of glad that we didn't really talk about it this whole time, but my relationship with her son, because I feel like that part, and I don't have any problem with admitting it, and I don't feel any type of way, or if people think it's been long, but that's something that's painful, and I could say that that's something that if I wish I had anything from that was to have a relationship with him, but obviously, however things went. Um, but yeah, like I say, she's not all bad and we would like to hope, right? But I mean, let's be honest, like is already going through it, And what I could say from like you and like on your side of it, it sucks because it's just like you have to just deal as it comes. But I mean, like kudos to you because I feel like I don't think people realize how much it really is. Like yeah, it's not just like, oh, my ex is with my ex best friend. Like it's so much more than that.
It's
Mm,
way deeper than that.
yeah, like way it's a lot. And I mean, in all honesty, like I said, she's already going through it because I mean, it's not like since they've been talking, me and haven't talked. So it's like obviously she's like not the main one because I don't think when I was with she was messing with. So she's with Panda and still messing with me. I'm like, mm-mm.
Um, she's messing with my other friend too.
She's a
Like,
mess, dude. I don't know, but oh, but I mean, hopefully it doesn't just for the sake of your guys' child. Like,
yeah,
that's about it. But
but it's okay. At least we live, we grow out of it.
yeah, like I said, it's crazy. I'm very thankful for our friendship that we have now.
Well, I'm glad we got to talk about it and you got to come here because I feel like I've been like waiting because obviously we both kind of like went through it together. We had like we didn't like each other, kind of like got into a big old fight with each other, hated each other, loved each other, hated each other. Now we're here, grown,
Yeah,
positivity. But I'm glad you came today. You got to come again next time. I want to get more into like your music and stuff like that, and like how you are like after the whole like hump. And I'm really proud of you.
thank you, thank you. No, thank you for having me. I'm glad we did too. I couldn't imagine honestly having a podcast talking about any of this stuff like with anybody but you, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So,
Mm. Period.
well, shout out to you guys for having me. Shout out to your dude, even though he's behind the camera. Shout out to the homie for coming. Shout out to my ex. Hope you're doing great.